Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Goffstown Grizzlies home field here. I guess we can call it the Grizzly Den. And we were welcoming in your Goffstown Grizzlies, who unfortunately are standing at 0-2. Good start to the season, though, if you really kind of look at their offense and how they've been settled and being able to move things along, taking on the Red Raiders from Spaulding, who come in at 0-1. So the good news is today is that somebody's coming out of here with a win. The Raiders played against the the runners-up from the state championship game, Winnacunnet, and the Goffstown Grizzlies came off of their loss from playing the Merrimack Tomahawks. So the girls are coming on out to the field here, and we're going to get started with the first quarter in just a moment. And for any of the Spaulding parents at home, I do have a roster today. I will do my best with names, and I do apologize ahead of time during the broadcast if I do butcher somebody's name. I will do my best for you. And out to the draw right now, it looks like number 12, Sydney Cormier for the Raiders, and Mia Brissett for the Grizzlies. And about to get underway. And the first draw is up and pushed out. And ball's across the line. That's eligible for anybody to play. And ground ball by Ella Coletti. So that's a draw win for Mia Brissett. And a ground ball. Oh, pass over it. And that is a goal. Trinity Lund over to Morgan Dodge. See the replay here. And Morgan Dodge, first shot, first goal on the board. Ella Coletti with that ground ball to get possession for the Grizzlies. And a draw win for Mia Brissett. Ball's out. Mia Brissett with another draw win. Ella Coletti with another ground ball there. Trinity Lund with the ball looking across the formation. And Morgan Dodge picks up the ball, drives towards the cage, head of steam. Good save there by the goalie, number 21. That's Izzy Orell. She was able to look that right in. Saw the stick right up high. Morgan Dodge, goal line extended. Coming across the top, trying to find her entry point. Looks inside to Sydney Lavoie, and a goal. Grizzlies starting out really quick here. Morgan Dodge to Sydney Lavoie.
Goal scored by Sydney Lavoie.
So Goffstown's setting a pace here pretty quickly already. One difference that we've noticed from the other games already, these first two goals have already been assisted. So that means the girls keeping their eyes up and trying to find those open cutters and really finding those open players. Nice job by the Grizzlies. Mia Brissett and also Sydney Cormier again back in that draw circle. And Mia Brissett up and with a draw win. With that ground ball, bringing the ball down to the side through the alley. And finds Ella Coletti up top. Ella Coletti finds Morgan Dodge in space, wide open, shot, score. Morgan Dodge, like she shot out of a cannon already. She's already got two on the board. That's an assist from Ella Coletti.
Goal scored by Morgan Dodge.
Morgan Dodge doing a good job so far, finding some open space. She had a clear open lane, being able to shoot right there. Very high energy player for the Goffstown Grizzlies. And the officials going over some information together here, coming back out to the draw circle. So again, we have Sydney Cormier. She's a senior midfielder for the Raiders, drawing off here against Mia Brissett. She's a junior here for the Grizzlies. Ball is up. Ball still loose. Ella Coletti with another ground ball, and Mia Brissett with another draw win. Ball's on the ground. Peyton Duff with the ground ball. Shoots and scores. Peyton Duff with the ground ball. Heads up right away, found some open space. Puts home the goal.
Goffstown goal scored by Peyton Duff.
Goffstown coming out of the gate here, just giving themselves an opportunity to be in the lead. That's their first opportunity all year where they've kind of had a chance to be in the driver's seat this early in a game. So your Grizzlies are up 4-0 right now against the Red Raiders. Again, Sydney Cormier and Mia Brissett in the draw circle, and Sydney Cormier right up high, being able to get that ball, and Sydney Lavoie in the sphere, so that goes the Raiders' way. Raiders with possession, they win that draw. They're up top, trying to find the open space. Good interception there by McKenna Fisher, and a ground ball by, that's Thea Susi. Thea Susi with the ground ball. Thea Susi bringing the ball up, trying to get the ball to her offense. And ball in Ella Coletti's hands, or stick. Bring the ball through X. Eyes are up. Finds Trinity Lunn. Great save by the goalie there. Trinity with the rebound. Another shot. And that is backed up by, White. Two quick shots there on goal. Ella Coletti back behind to Trinity Lunn. Trinity Lunn eyes up, looking. Trying to find any cutters. Finds Lily Connor up top. Lily Connor into the game. Looks towards the middle, finds Trinity Lunn, and shoots and scores. Trinity Lunn with a turn and fire is able to put that one home. Nice feed by Lily Connor. Lily Connor with the assist.
Goffstown goal scored by Trinity Lunn.
That puts your Grizzlies up 5-0. And it looks like the officials had to do a little bit of fixing on the net there. And Mia Brissett back in the draw circle, and it looks like number 12 again, Sydney Cormier. Sydney Cormier winning that last draw, giving the Raiders their chance at their first offensive set. Ball squirted out. Ball's on the ground. Sydney Lavoie knocked it out. Looks like Red came out of the box. Okay, so Red came out across that 30-yard line prior to possession. So that's an early entry, and that's going to give the ball to White. Sydney Lavoie driving down the field. Eyes up, finds Morgan Dodge. Morgan Dodge shot over the top. And backed up by Stella Enman. Stella Enman with the ball. Eyes up, finds Ella Coletti. Ella Coletti steps through, drives, shot. And that's backed up by Stella Enman over to Evie Eaton. Evie Eaton in the game. Mishandle there by the Grizzlies, and a cover call on the Grizzlies, so that's going to go the Raiders' way. Red ball. Grizzlies hustling downfield, trying to be able to turn the ball back. That's number 8, Peyton Boumel. Peyton Boumel, sorry. Bring the ball down the side, trying to enter the zone. Trying to find some space, and she tries to put a shot on goal. That looks like it's chased down by White. Dom Webb on the inside being able to retain possession there. So whenever there's a shot, the closest person to the ball, when the ball goes out of bounds, retains possession. So Dom Webb was closest to the ball there and being able to get the ball for the Grizzlies. Peyton up through the midfield, bringing the ball down the side. ball over to Mia Brissett. And I didn't see the signal from and that's a goal. Goal for Mia Brissett.
Goffstown goal scored by Mia Brissett.
And the Grizzlies already changing up some personnel. Again, we had mentioned Lily Connor in on attack, Stella Inman on attack. And we're back to the draw circle. Ball straight up in the air. Great jump by Mia Brissett there. That's another draw win for her. Ball forward up to Morgan Dodge. Eyes up to Peyton Duff. Great save by the goalie there. Morgan Dodge on the ground ball. And another save by the goalie. Morgan Dodge with that ground ball and scoop right, and goalie seeing the ball really well. And again, that's Izzy Orell. Izzy Orell already has, if I'm counting correctly, up to 5 saves. Morgan Dodge straight on. Oh, and Izzy had a piece of that. But Morgan Dodge muscled that through right off the top of the stick. Morgan Dodge with another goal. That's a hat trick for her.
Goffstown goal scored by Morgan Dodge.
With that goal, that puts your Goffstown Grizzlies up now 7-0 over the Red Raiders. Ball's up. And Mia Brissett with another draw win. Pushes the ball up to Peyton Duff. Peyton Duff has a lane down the middle. Shot. And that right there, you're going to see the goalie was able to back that up. So that'll be Red Raider ball. And the Raiders looking to clear. Ball out to number 8. That's Peyton Boumel. Peyton Boumel getting a little bit of pressure. Peyton Duff found her hanging that stick there, able to get that. And Neve Ravaz with a ground ball. Peyton Duff with a caused turnover. And Sydney Lavoie trying to rifle through, and so we had a delayed flag there, but they let it play through. Sydney Lavoie with a goal. Good hustle there by the Grizzlies. And Peyton Duff with a caused turnover. And looks like the Red Raiders have called a timeout, so we're going to take a pause here in the action, and we will be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. We're coming out of that timeout. Red Raiders called timeout just to regroup a little bit. Sometimes long bus rides, those kind of things, and being able to come out and hit the field running makes it a little bit tough. And Red Raiders find themselves down right now 8-0 to your Goffstown Grizzlies. So the timeout there just to do a little bit of a regroup. And then we're back at it here with 6 minutes left in the first quarter. Ball's up, Mia Brissett on the draw. Ball's loose. And Mia Brissett tracks that down. That's another draw win for her. And a ground ball. Ball up to Morgan Dodge. And did she go through the green? Nope. The official said nope. Morgan Dodge with the goal. That's her fourth one of the day. Good senior leadership out of Morgan Dodge. Being able to push that ball right down the middle. Finding that seam on that short side of the cage against goalie. Looks like the Raiders are going to try a little bit of a change up here in the draw circle. And Mia Brissett out there. Apologize, Spaulding parents. I did not see the number for. I'll get that in just a second. And that is number 10. 18. Mia Brissett with another draw win. And that was number 18. That was Rachel Ballman. Trinity Lund over to Sydney Lavoie. Sydney Lavoie down to Peyton Duff. And Abby Dubriel cuts right to the middle. Nobody picked her up. Shot and score. Peyton Duff to Abby Dubriel. Great cut by Abby Dubriel, just finding that open space. Nobody picked up the cutter. That open, you definitely got to feed the ball to her. Great job by the Grizzlies there, being able to get into an offensive set, try to work some motion, and then find the girl. Wide open in the middle. Ball's loose on the ground. And that's a draw win for Rachel Bauman. Red Raiders looking up the field, trying to push the ball up the side. That's number 16, Naomi Brake. Naomi getting a little bit of pressure. Number 18. And a little bit of pressure around the side there. And that was Naomi Brake. Naomi Brake coming right around, being able to stuff that one home for the Red Raiders. Number 16, Naomi Brake.
Spaulding goal scored by Naomi Brake.
And back out to the draw circle. And number 12, Sydney Cormier out against Mia Brissett. Mia Brissett with another draw win. Ball down to the side. Finds Trinity Lund. Trinity Lund with a ground ball there. Eyes are up, looking for cutters. Finds Mia Brissett. Mia Brissett getting a little bit of pressure. Spaulding pushing out a little bit. And backdoor cut there. Peyton Dodge with a shot. Good save. Again by Izzy Orell. Ball thrown up and out of bounds. That's a turnover for the Raiders. And Thea Susi pushes the ball up to Sydney Lavoie. Eyes up, Sydney Lavoie over to Morgan Dodge. Morgan Dodge splits the middle. Good collapsing defense there by the Red Raiders. Causes her to pull the ball out. And ball pushed to the outside, out to Ella Coletti. Ella Coletti looking to drive the ball through X. When we say the term X, X is the spot behind the cage. Flips it over to Peyton Duff and tries to go up high on Izzy Orell. Izzy Orell there again with the stick. Ball pushed out to Peyton Boumel. Getting a little bit of pressure. Good ride here by the Grizzlies. That ride gave them a lot of extra momentum last game against Merrimack. They seemed to find a little bit of a niche there to be able to help them get some cause turnovers and get the ball back. Red Raiders with a little bit of an overthrow, and Niamh Ravaz with a ground ball. Niamh Ravaz with a head of steam trying to find a lane and draws a shooting space call. Great head of steam, being able to move that ball forward. And shooting space is when a defender obscures the path to goal where an offensive player would be able to shoot. And a shot there. Trinity Lund with the backup, looks to feed, finds Morgan Dodge, and Lund to Dodge. That's another goal from Morgan Dodge, her 5th on the day. Trinity Lund's 2nd assist of the day. Morgan Dodge having herself a heck of a day. 5 goals and 1 assist already here in the first quarter. And 1 minute running down here with the Grizzlies up 11-1. Ball is up by Mia Brissett. Knocked down by Ella Coletti. And Mia Brissett with another draw win. Eyes up to Ella Coletti. 40 seconds here left in the first period. And ball pushed up to Trinity Lund. Looks across, finds Sydney Lavoie. Shoots, scores. Sydney Lavoie with her 3rd goal. Trinity Lund with her 3rd assist. Grizzlies are firing all cylinders right now. It's been great heads-up play and good ball movement here by the Grizzlies that, 3rd game into the season here, you're hoping to see this kind of pattern. And the clock ticked down there as they were in the draw circles. That's the end of your first quarter where the Grizzlies have stormed out to a big lead. They're up 12-1 against the Red Raiders. We're going to take a 2-minute break here. And so we will be right back and enjoy some of the highlights here while we take a pause. All right, welcome back, everybody. 5 seconds left here at the in between the quarters, and the girls are starting to come back and take out to the field. Really want to highlight here, Izzy Arell, number 21 for the Red Raiders goalie. She is seeing the ball, tracking the ball very well. She's had multiple saves up high. And by my calculation, she either has 8 or 9 saves already for the Red Raiders. What a great day already in goal, and being able to see that ball and help get some extra possessions for her Red Raiders. Mia Brissett out there, and it looks like number 18, Rachel Bauman, for the draw. And ball's up. And Mia Brissett with that ground ball and another draw win. Ball's pushed down. Sydney Lavoie over to Mia Brissett. And ball down the alley over to Trinity Lund. She sees a cutter. There's Evie Eaton on the cut. Shoot, score. Trinity Lund with a 4th assist. Evie Eaton with her goal streaking in from the sideline right through the middle, putting that ball home. Evie Eaton straight in from the sideline. She had no slowing down. She saw some open space. Trinity Lund with her eyes up was able to hit her on the run, and Evie Eaton putting that one home. Good for Evie Eaton. She had a really good opportunity for a goal in her last game. Unfortunately, had that one called back. And this one was stuffed right home. All smiles coming off the field. All right, we have Mia Brissett again out there against Rachel Bauman. Ball's up. Raiders contesting it, and Mia Brissett with another draw win. That is her 12th draw win. Ball pushed up to Sydney Lavoie. And Mia Brissett with the ball again. Ball over to Peyton Duff. Turns the corner. Drops it low. Hits the pipe. Morgan Dodge on that ground ball. Shot. Izzy having a great, great day in goal. Again, Morgan Dodge with that ground ball. Ball pushed up by the Raiders. That's number 1. That's Haley Brackett with the ball. Weaving her way through, trying to find some space and get the Raiders into that offensive zone. So that's a successful clear. That's over to 30. Haley with a little unforced error there. I think she got excited being able to see somebody open and push it open. Grizzlies are pushing the ball back up the field. Trinity Lund up to Morgan Dodge. Has some open space, but sees the defender, cut her off. She decides to pull it out, retest it, and get some space. Looks like the Grizzlies are going to set up in their offense right now. Mia Brissett cuts through the middle. Wide open through the middle. Looks like Sydney Lavoie had an opportunity there. Trinity Lund cutting through. Peyton Duff cutting through, gets the ball. Shot and score. Peyton Duff right down the middle, being able to put in another one there for the Grizzlies. Peyton Duff, a senior here for the Goffstown Grizzlies. Pretty exciting for her to be able to get up on the board. And saw correctly, she just announced that she will be attending UConn next year. So pretty exciting news for her. Congratulations, Peyton Duff there. Your Grizzlies right now are up 14-1. Ball in the draw circle. Ball is up and out. And Mia Brissett with another win. Ball in Trinity Lund's hands. Looks to the middle. Finds Morgan Dodge up. Mishandled there, but recovers. Pulls the ball out. Sees some space. Tries to test the middle. And unassisted. Straight down the middle. Morgan Dodge. And that is a double hat trick on the day from Morgan Dodge. So senior Morgan Dodge having a heck of a day. All right, number 18, Rachel Bauman and Mia Brissett back out in the draw circle, having good battles here. Rachel being able to get that kind of height advantage, being able to get that opportunity for the ball there. And the ball is over the 30, so that means it's live. Trinity Lunn, space, and good defense by the Raiders, being able to seal that off. Eyes are up. And back to X for Peyton Duff. Looks like the Grizzlies are going to go into their offensive set, see if they can work some cuts here. And Peyton Duff turns the corner. And no call by the officials. That's a ground ball by Morgan Dodge. And another goal from Morgan Dodge. Morgan Dodge with that ground ball. All right, Morgan Dodge having a heck and a half, being pushed into the draw circle, and Lily Connor entering the game on the attack side. Rachel Bauman and Mia Brissett at it again, out in the draw circle. Ball's up, squirted out, and overshot there by Morgan Dodge, and that's a draw win for Rachel Bauman. That's picked up by number 4. That's Sarah Lynn. Sarah Lynn coming down. Some pressure by Theosusi. Up and stood up there. Looks like White's called for an extension. That was number 25. That's Emma Bird. Emma Bird will go behind. And for the Grizzlies, we have a change in goal. So that's McKenna Kelly now in goal. And Sarah Lynn from the 8 meters straight on. This gives her the most real estate and most goal to look at to be able to shoot at. So on the whistle, she'll have the opportunity to drive in to shoot. Whistle blown. And shot. Off stick side, that's one of the hardest places to make a save. Great ball placement by number 4, Sarah Lynn. Great shot.
Spaulding goal scored by Sarah Lynn.
Nice shot there. Straight on 8 meter shot. Again, that gives you the most real estate to kind of be able to shoot at as a shooter. Great ball placement. Goalie's the really hardest place for them to get to that off stick side, right off their hip. Right, and then Sarah Lynn driving that ball home for the Red Raiders. All right, we have a timeout here called. We're gonna take a quick break, and we will be right back. All right, welcome back from that break, everybody. We are still in the second quarter with 5:04 left to go. Your Goffstown Grizzlies are winning 16-2. found their just kind of offensive stride and run. They're cutting and they're finding open girls, and almost a good majority of these goals are assisted. So that means that they are finding the open cutters and being able to finish those shots off. Late substitution here for White. And it's Sydney Lavoie coming into the circle. Mia Brissett in the middle, and Ella Coletti on the outside of the circle. And ball squirted out. And that's a draw win for Mia Brissett. And ball over to Sydney Lavoie. And pushed up to Stella Enman. Just a little bit of an overthrow. And good ground ball there by Stella Enman. And Paige Winters with the ball. Eyes are up, coming to her left. And looking to see if she can take her girl one-on-one. Good stop. We had a double whistle there. 1-2. And it looks like the Raiders are offside. So that is stoppage of play there. And on the 12, there is no indirect foul this year, so thus meaning Paige can go right to the cage. She looked outside, seeing if she could get that over to Mia Brissett, and that's backed up by Ella Coletti. Ground ball. Ella Coletti looks forward, tried Paige Winters there on the cut, and Lily Connor over to Trinity Lund. Lily Connor over to Trinity Lund with a quick stick and is able to put that home. Trinity Lund with a goal there, and assisted by Lily Connor. That now puts the Grizzlies up 17-2. So strong draw crew out there. Again, you have Lavoie, Brissett, and Coletti. Kind of showing the same performance that they had in the Winnicott game where Mia Brissett had dominated the draw circle. Ball squirted out. And Ella Coletti with another ground ball. And another draw win for Mia Brissett. Eyes are forward, find Sydney Lavoie. And just keep finding the open girl. Over to Stella Enman. Good collapse defense there by the Red Raiders, being able to stop that initial pressure. Ball pushed up to Lily Connor. Seeing if she can find a seam. Tucks under. Still keeps her eyes up. Defenders lost the girl. Lily Connor tried to put it over the top. Great save again by Izzy Orell. Double-digit saves at this point for her already on the first half. Star of the game here right now for the Red Raiders. And ball pushed out to the side. Unfortunately, just mishandled by the Raiders. Mia Brissett with the ground ball. Picks it up and pushes it forward. And an empty call on the Grizzlies. So that'll be a Red Raider ball possession. So that's a check on a stick when the ball is not in the stick yet. Unlike the boys game, you can't really check the sticks unless they have possession of the ball. And that's a turnover there by Sydney Lavoie, being able to get that ball back. And ball pushed around the top. Looks like the Grizzlies are going to get into their offensive sets here. Maybe try working on some of their plays, getting people a chance to touch the ball. And Mia Brissett knifed right through the middle, seeing that the defender kind of sloughed off her and was able to put that one home. Mia Brissett there unassisted. And you have 18-2 for your Grizzlies with a commanding lead here. 56 seconds left here in the half. Grizzlies most likely going to ride out a lot of their starters here till the end, and I'm sure they're going to talk at halftime and see who they might be able to get in for some game experience in a game like this, and give them an opportunity to get some field time. Ball squirted out. That was Sydney Lavoie on the draw. And the Raiders picked that one up. That's a draw win for the Raiders. That's Sydney Cormier on that ground ball. And Raiders are going to push here. They got 24 seconds. They're going to try to push that ball as hard as they can, and White's going to ride as hard as they can. Thea Susi called for in the sphere. That was just a check. The check started on one side of the head and finished on the other. So that's why they would have made that call there. So on the 12, she can go straight to cage, and that's cut off there. Number 8. Number 8 beats the horn. Peyton Boumel beats the horn, gets that goal on there for the Raiders. Great goal by Peyton Boumel with a rip. Well, the Raiders gained a little bit of momentum there. In a short amount of time that they hold the possession of the ball, they keep putting the ball in the net. So I think they have a formula here they can talk about at halftime, get some possessions, and they can definitely put the ball into the back of the net. Really want to really highlight Izzy Orell, just seeing that ball really, really well. Double-digit saves here already in the first half. Just some kind of little highlights here. You have Morgan Dodge Sr. She 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 goals and an assist already in the first half, leading our stat leaders with 8 points in the first half. All right, 5-minute halftime here. We are going to step away and take a break, and we will talk to you again in the third quarter.
The Goffstown Adult Education Program, also known as GAP, offers in-person and online courses to any student 16 years or older who is seeking credit recovery, an alternative diploma, or a high school equivalency certificate. Additionally, students can receive elective life credits for work, home, volunteer, and alternative educational experiences. The program offers a wide range of courses, including algebra, biology, health and gym, English, U.S. history, and welding, where students are given the opportunity to engage in hands-on learning with our knowledgeable teachers. In-person courses are offered every fall and spring semester, while online courses are available year-round. Tuition is $75 per half credit. Payment plans and scholarships are available for students who demonstrate financial need. The registration process is quick and easy and can be done using the link that's always posted on the GAP page of the high school website. This link will take students to an online registration form which lists what classes are currently available to sign up for. Once completed, the registration is processed and the student will receive an email containing their student contract as well as details of how and where to make any payments that are due. We at the GHS Adult Education Program are eager to assist you in your educational journey, and we're looking forward to being able to help you with our enriching courses. If you have any questions or concerns regarding the program, please feel free to contact us through the high school website or call us at 603-660-5302. We are also available to reach through text at 603-487-7047. We look forward to hearing from you and to being a part of furthering your education.
You're watching Grizzly Lacrosse.
All right, welcome back, everybody, from halftime, where your Goffstown Grizzlies are leading 18-3 over the Red Raiders of Spaulding. Goffstown Grizzlies looking to try to get their first win of the season on the board. And Mia Brissett out in the draw circle with Ella Coletti scooping that ball up. Another draw win for Mia Brissett. Trinity Lund with the ball. Eyes are up and looking. Finds Abby Dubriel coming in from the sideline, subbing in. And it looks like the Raiders are unfortunately offsides there. And that'll place a girl behind. Kind of gives an odd man situation a little bit here for the Grizzlies. Sydney Lavoie did have a clear lane. And Mia Brissett with a shot there. Ball pushed up the side. Ella Coletti over to Sydney Lavoie. Sydney Lavoie trying to push toward that middle. Natural lefty. Sees the cutters. Sees Trinity Lund inside. Inside roll. And great save again there by Izzy Orell. Izzy Orell just following that ball and tracking. And the Raiders trying to move the ball up the field. And Morgan Dodge called for the sphere call there. Again, so I described that earlier in the game, is when you start on one side and finish on the other, more times than not, you're going to go through this imaginary bubble around the girl's head. And that's being too close for a check in the head. Ella Coletti pushing the ball up, trying to find some space. Morgan Dodge was cutting right through that middle. Grizzlies still here pushing their offensive work on their cutters. And good stick there by the Raiders. That's number 4, Sarah Lynn. Sarah Lynn with that goal earlier in the first half. Good defensive posturing there, being able to knock down that ball. Heavy pressure here, heavy ride by the Grizzlies. And Sarah Lynn found good step back and trying to find some space and being able to move forward. Good interception there by Laura Cuddy. Laura Cuddy with the ball, pushing the ball up to our offense. Great heads up and awareness there by Laura Cuddy, being able to see that ball and pick that off. Ball over to Trinity Lund. Ella Coletti with the ball, now looking down the alley and sees Paige Winters. Fresh legs looking towards the middle. And a little bit of a shovel shot there by Morgan Dodge. And it looks like it just rolled off the stick. Great opportunity there inside. And Izzy Orell right there with a rifle up to Sarah Lynn. Great look. And the Raiders, again, understand the ball moves faster than the girl. They just keep finding the open girl, keep getting some real estate up the field. Up Sydney Lavoie with a great back check there. Does she get the ground ball? And she does. Great hustle, being able to finish that off. Great ground ball, great cause turnover, great ground ball. Good hustle. Good cut through there for White, trying to create some space. Evie Eaton, same as she was before, right off that sideline, pushed in. And Evie Eaton with the goal, heading right towards cage. That's Evie Eaton there, unassisted. Well, Evie Eaton's found a little bit of a formula here. She gets subbed in from that sideline. She isn't stopping. She just cuts right towards that net, finds the open space, and it's worked out twice for her so far today. Nice job there by number 22, Evie Eaton. All right, Mia Brissett out on the draw circle, but she has some new supporters out there. Stella Edmond on the outside, and looks like Lily Connor, number 11. Ball squirted up. And Mia Brissett with another draw win. Ball pushed up to Peyton Duff. Brings the ball, had a little bit of a lane there, but decided to bring it out to X just to hold on to possession here. Good feed, good cutter. Neve Vaz was cutting. It looks like she might have stepped into the crease. But the officials let that go because the Raiders didn't get the ball. Number 7 for the Raiders, that's Natalie Smith. A little bit of pressure. Able to fight for that and draw an empty check call there, so that way the Red Raiders retain possession. And Raiders looking to clear. A little bit of an overthrow by the Raiders. A little bit of pressure, ground ball by Trinity Lunn. And looks like Trinity Lunn on her follow through. All right, Trinity Lunn, 2 minutes for dangerous follow through. So that means the Grizzlies will be a girl down for 2 minutes. I believe that was at 6:18. I believe that comes out at 4:18. And ball pushed up here to Lily Connor. Lily Connor with that ground ball. Looks inside to Neve Vaz and just mishandled there. That's 2 ground balls there for Lily Connor. Peyton Duff getting a little pressure. Red Raiders are pushed out, and Peyton sees her opportunity. Tucks that onside and tries to go up top again on Izzy Orell, who's with another save. Number 8 here, Peyton Boumel, pushing that ball right up the field. She sees a lane. She sees an opportunity. Cuts inside, and a little bit of an extension call there. It's going to be called on number 7. That's Neve Vaz. And the Raiders on the circle here where they've had some success. And good follow through and check there by the defense. And saved by Dom Webb. Ball squirted out. Dom Webb with her second save there. And Grizzlies pushing up the ball up the field here with some speed. Vaz looking to see if she might be able to go coast to coast here. And Izzy Orell seeing that ball again. So Neve Vaz with that ball going coast to coast. She just made it down that 100 yards pretty quickly. Saw her opportunity to be able to try to put that one up. And again, I can't say enough about Izzy Orell, number 21 here. The number of saves, she's come up very big for her Red Raiders and seeing that ball. So we have a timeout call here by Red. We are going to pause and take a break, and we will be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody, from that timeout. Raiders back on the field. To their superstar of the game, Izzy Orell, who's going to be starting off with the ball here once it blows in. Right up, Mia Brissett over to Sydney Lavoie. Sydney Lavoie, good opportunity there to be able to take that shot. She pulled it out. It looks like some instructions from coach here on that timeout to just really kind of push some offensive sets and work on their offensive motion sets. Good cut there by by Peyton Duff. Morgan Dodge feeding to the inside. A little bit of pressure there by the Grizzlies, and they were called for a check. And ball thrown up the field all the way right to number 18, Rachel Ballman. And Morgan Dodge applying a lot of pressure there. And ground ball there by McKenna Fisher, headed off by the Raiders. And ball pushed up the field, Ella Coletti. Ella Coletti over to Peyton Duff. And looks like the Grizzlies are going to get it to X to try to work some of their offensive here. Still work on their cutters, still work on their plays. 2:34 here left in the third quarter. Good cut by Mia Brissett. Just missed that cage wide. Ball fed to X, right to Ella Coletti. Turns the quarter, goal line extended. Nobody gave her any pressure and stopped. And goal for Ella Coletti. Ella Coletti there, wrapping around from goal line extended from X. Putting that right by the goalie. That puts the Grizzlies up 20-3. .151 left here in the third quarter. And a new draw crew coming out here. So we have Stella Edmonds stepping into the draw circle here, taking her first draw opportunity of the day. And Lily Connor and Thea Susi up on the midfield. Seeing if they can get a possession here for the Grizzlies. Ball squirted up, and won by the Red Raiders there. Sydney Cormier picking that out of the air, getting an opportunity for the Raiders. A little bit of pressure there, extension call. Thea Susi goes behind. And Raiders pushing into the offensive zone and looking to get into their offensive set. McKenna Fisher with a good check there. Great check by McKenna Fisher. Another cause turnover for her and a ground ball. Thea Susi there with a ground ball. Trying to push that middle of the field. Eyes are up. And a little bit high there for Peyton Duff, so fight and scrum for the ball, and Raiders get the possession. And a sphere call on the Grizzlies. And Raiders trying to push that ball up the field. Ball there up to number 1. I believe that's Haley Brackett. Haley Brackett getting a little bit of pressure there by Emma Bird. Called for an extension. Another extension call. That's red possession, red ball. Ball pushed over to number 18. Trinity Lunn. And recognizing the time, just kind of tossed it down. All right, your Goffstown Grizzlies at the end of the third quarter are up 20-3 against the Spaulding Red Raiders. And we will be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. Back to the fourth quarter here, where your Goffstown Grizzlies have a commanding lead. They're up 20-3. A couple notable changes here in the field. Freshman Riva Kopaz has stepped into the net for her first opportunity to be able to play here for the varsity Goffstown Grizzlies team. So congratulations to Riva on stepping into the net. Looks like Mia Brissett is on the circle again. Ball is up and over to Sydney Lavoie. That is Mia Brissett's 18th draw win for the day. Ball pushed up to Trinity Lunn. And back over to Mia Brissett. Grizzlies here have an opportunity to be able to chew up some clock here, work on some offensive sets, maybe give some different players some different touches here. And good pick up there, good handle by Sydney Lavoie. Natural lefty has some space, getting a little bit of pressure there, sees someone inside, and out. That looks like an empty check there called on Izzy Orell. Again, I will say it every quarter. She's having a heck of a game, double-digit saves, being able to come out there and fight for that ground ball for her Raiders. So Peyton Duff with a good trail check there with a good cause turnover. And ground ball. Weber set up to Trinity Lunn. Trinity Lunn looking towards the middle. A little bit throw behind there, behind Morgan Dodge. Kind of Fisher right at the restraining box, and ground ball there by Paige Winters. And Paige with the ball, eyes are up. Good long feed over the middle to Morgan Dodge. One more. And Grizzlies pushing the ball there. Great job moving the ball, draws a shooting space. Great ball movement like that, trying to get the ball backside can create that opportunity. So Peyton Duff lined up here with a lot of real estate to shoot at. We'll see if she goes right to cage. Waiting on the whistle. Whistle's blown. And Peyton Duff right to the goal, unassisted, and able to put that right home. That's Peyton Duff's third goal on the day. Couple substitutions here by the Grizzlies. And back out to the draw circle. Mia Bissett back in the draw circle. Squirts it right out to Sydney Lavoie. Neve over to Trinity Lunn. And rip that one off the crossbar. Good movement by the Grizzlies there. Just an open shot opportunity. Sydney Lavoie right down the middle and able to stuff that one home. All right, Grizzlies back out to the draw circle here. And looks like the Raiders are sending out, I believe that's number 22. That's Aaliyah Regas. And my apologies, that was number 12. That was Sydney Cormier. Mia Brissett with that draw win. And Mia Brissett bringing the ball down the side. And moving the ball through X. Oh, I apologize. She looked at X and came back up. Good pick there, Sydney Lavoie. And White trying to make some offensive magic here happen again. Seeing if they can work on their offensive sets. Morgan Dodge, weaving, driving, and finishing up top. Morgan Dodge weaving in between traffic there and finishing that one off unassisted. Grizzlies still finding some open lanes there and still kind of driving towards the cage. We'll see how they do after this draw. 6:30 left here in the fourth quarter. And ball kicked out and ground ball there. Draw win for the Red Raiders. That's a sphere call. And that's a delay there. The White didn't give enough proper spacing for the Raiders to be able to start the ball there. And Lily Connor there with a ground ball pickup with a big head of steam. She sees a lane and bounces it right past the goalie. Good bounce shot there, Lily Connor. Lily Connor, sophomore here for the Grizzlies, getting her opportunity. Being in the game there and able to take advantage of that opportunity right down the middle. Mia Brissett back on the draw circle, and that looks like number 12 again, Sydney Cormier. And scored it out. And Sydney Lavoie, good ground ball pickup. Been a vacuum on the outside there, helping Mia Brissett getting those draw wins. Neve Ravaz with a shot and hits the pipe. And there's a cutter. Abby Dubril had an open shot on that open cut. Decided to take that shot there, and White was able to back that up. So the Grizzlies do retain possession. Neve Ravaz trying to come around the top. Good base defense there by the Raiders, being able to dislodge that ball. And a little bit of pressure here by the Goffstown Grizzlies. And Neve Ravaz with the goal there. Grizzlies making some changes here up in the draw circle. And Stella Enman to take the draw. And ball is placed. And ball's up. And White called for the check there. So that'll be a win for the Red Raiders. That's Sydney Cormier with a win on the draw circle. Sydney Cormier trying to bring the ball up. A little bit of pressure applied by the Grizzlies. And she finds Sarah Lynn. Swarmed by the Grizzly. Neve Ravaz with a head of steam. pulls the ball out. And that's Sydney Lavoie to Ella Coletti. And Grizzlies still pushing forward with trying to take some shots and opportunities here. There's definitely some opportunity for the Grizzlies here to just kind of wind the clock down. And Lily LeClaire now entered the game. She's on the draw circle there for Stella Edmond. And looks like Lily Connor. And a draw win there for the Red Raiders. That's picked up by number 1, Haley Brackett. Some speed here coming down through the middle. Picked up by number 1, Thea Susi. So 1-on-1 there. Ball over to Sydney Cormier. And that's a dangerous check near the head. And White being offsides. So Red will retain possession here with 1:18 left in the game. Raiders are definitely going to be pushing towards the cage. Ball over to number 16. That's Naomi Brake, who has one of the goals for the Red Raiders today. Looks like she might get another opportunity here as she's placed on the 8-meter. And going against Riva Kopaz. And waiting for the whistle. And shot. And good save there by Riva. Riva out to Amelia Cole. Eyes up to Stella Edmond. And ground ball there for Stella Edmond. Looks across. And White still. And with just 10 seconds left, Paige Winters pushing towards the cage. She found some open space and was able to put that one home. Your Goffstown Grizzlies ended up putting their first win in the win column today, beating the Spaulding Red Raiders, who now fall to 0-2. I want to thank everybody for joining us this evening. Hopefully you enjoyed being able to watch the game. And we will see you again next time when the Grizzlies are here at home. All right, thank you very much, everybody, and have a good night.